Hi, Parkside. I just spent the day with you and had some really great classroom conversations and observations. So I just wanted to take a moment to share a few of my takeaways with you. So one of the things that I'm seeing is kind of a gap in understanding behind the rationale of the strategies, choral reading and Frayer model. So let's just take a second and review and revisit that. So when I talk about choral reading, the whole reason we're choral reading is not because some magical thing about choral reading. The research shows 20 minutes a day gets my kids to reading achievement. So I can't tell if they're really reading unless they're reading out loud. That's why I want them reading out loud. An easy way to get us to that, closer to that 20-minute mark, is to have everyone read out loud. Even if it's just with directions or 1 or 2 sentences a day, we're reading out loud together. It's just good practice. And if they can do it 1 or 2 sentences in every class period, or 1 or 2 minutes in every class period, then that is going to get them closer to our goal. Now with the Frayer model, there's nothing magical or important about that specific Frayer model. No offense to Mr. or Mrs. Frayer, it's not about that. What is important with the Frayer model is how our brain learns words. It's called semantic mapping. We need to know at least 5 things about a word in order for it to stick. And how I always explain it to kids, it's like my hand is a spider web. The word is in the middle. The more things I know about the word, the stickier it is to my brain. If I just know the definition and maybe a picture, that's only 2 sticks. But if I know the definition, a picture, an example, a non-example, the synonyms, the antonyms, the hand gestures with it, it makes it that much more sticky. That's what a Frayer model does. It's already set up for at least 4 different ways or things to know about that word. It will not be effective or efficient for a teacher to pass a Frayer model to a student and say, go complete this. That's not effective, and it will take them 30 minutes to do it. Who knows if it's correct? And that's not what we're going for. That's the model that guides us in our explicit instruction. So I first have to give explicit instruction, explaining the word and all these different parts of the word. I want their mental energy going on to interacting with the word, practicing and applying the word. That's what I want them to do. I don't want them to spend their mental energy on looking up a word, copying and pasting a word or information over to a digital Frayer model. There's no thinking involved in that. Or if they just have to complete one, their mental energy is going into completing a worksheet, not necessarily practicing and applying the word, which is what I'm hoping for. So I'm going to share a handout with you that breaks down the steps of explicit vocabulary instruction. I'm also going to share with you a template of slides of how I teach it and some videos of me teaching a 7th grade science, social studies and ELA lesson that you feel free to watch and kind of give you an idea what that explicit instruction looks like. Again, it's not about the Frayer model. It's about me explicitly teaching multiple parts of a word so that they have long-term retention. Because just imagine, if they actually remember every word I teach them, that's a game changer. Vocabulary is one of the most important things that we can do because vocabulary is specifically tied to IQ. The more words we have in our lexicon, the more problems I can solve, the more creative I am. It literally remaps and shapes our brain and our learning and our retention and all of those things. So vocabulary is where it's at. So if we can do it right and they can retain it long term, that is going to change the whole trajectory of their reading experience. So stay tuned for more resources, and I hope that kind of clarifies choral reading and the Frayer model.